Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back by a brand new video. Today we are going to make a beat in the style of Young Lean and bladee Highway Patrol. It's been produced by Young Sherman, Young God and the one and only Mike Dean. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. Start this one off, I will set the BPM to 115 and I will grab a piano to start writing our chord progression. Highway Patrol is an A major, so we will stay in a major scale. So let's get it, man. I will grab the bottom notes, duplicate them and put them one octave below it. This will become our bass later on. And for the melody, we're just gonna follow the notes in these chords. For example, with the first one, we copy and paste the chord up. We're gonna shift the notes a little bit like that. And we're gonna do that simply for all the chords. The melody follows a pretty similar pattern on every single bar. And right here on the last bar, they changed up the pattern. Instead of the first phrase that goes down, our first phrase goes up. And then our second one goes down. So I will head into Serum and I will show you guys how you can create a synth sound similar to the one you hear in Highway Patrol. I will start by setting oscillator A to a sine wave. I'm gonna give it a couple of unisons, detune them a little bit. Enable oscillator B, go to basic shapes and I will pick the square wave. Turn down the level to around 40% just to have it a little bit on the background. Give it some unisons as well and detune them. Enable the filter and run oscillator A and B through it. Put it at MG low 24. Raise the cutoff. I'm gonna give it some attack. Make a shape like this. Give it some release. For the voicing, I will enable mono and put the porta time up and hit always. For the effects, the only thing we're gonna do is turn on the distortion and the chorus. I would just leave it at 2. Put the drive all the way up and hit this pre-knob. Then we're gonna go to a high pass filter. And for the chorus, I'm just gonna turn down the mix just a little bit. That's it for the Serum part. I will send it to the mixer. The only thing here that I will do is put a reverb on it. I will go for the Valhalla Vintage Verb. Put the color to now. Put the mix to around 60%. Raise the high cut, the low cut, maybe the decay a little less. And I will take out the unnecessary lows. And I will just copy this melody on top of it. And let's have a listen to this. Maybe put some soothe on it as well, just to tame the harsh frequencies, because we have quite a lot of them, because we used a lot of tube distortion. And that's simply our sound. I will go into Serum one more time and we're gonna make the Reese Bass, crank up the unisons, detune them a little bit, enable the filter, put it 2 octaves down, enable the sub, put it 2 octaves down and remove the fundamental note here, so we have a clean and stable sub with the sub oscillator and still have the unisons bounce around that. I will follow the bottom notes we made. That's for now our sounds. I think it's time for the drums. And to finish this drum pattern off, we need this chant. And that just simply plays the same pattern as I made with this open hat. The mix is fucking awful, so I will just send them all to the mixer. I'm just gonna play with the levels a little bit until I think it sounds better. I will just go to an empty mixer slot and put a reverb on it. I will go for Raum, and this is going to be our reverb bus. I will put the mix at 100% and increase the size and the low cut a little bit. After the reverb, I will add a EQ to take out the lows. We don't want the unnecessary lows of the reverb. I will send the synth we made to it, and maybe the snare. Down here we can reduce the amount of reverb this snare will get, so I will just put it maybe even 30% just to have a little bit of the reverb. For the synth, I will reduce it to maybe 50%. So I think it's time for our 808. I will go with a pretty standard one. I chose this Venexi Memory 808. I will copy the pattern of the Reese Bass onto our 808 because we will be using the same notes. I will just follow the kick pattern. Send the 808 to the mixer as well. I will sidechain my kick to the 808. You do that by right clicking down here and sidechain to this track. I will put a limiter on it. Make sure sidechain is set to 1 so it sees our kick as an input source. Put the threshold down, ratio to right there. Really blend the kick in there so you don't really hear the sidechain. This is a cheat code to make that kick pop out of the mix. So to finish this one off, we actually need 2 more sounds, one of which is some sort of choir. I will head into Omnisphere, go to the human voices, and I don't know, man, maybe this one. We will head into the chords we made. Let's just copy these onto the choir. Send it to the mixer and remove the unnecessary lows, and maybe send it to the reverb bus and put that to around 25%. Our next sound will be some sort of key, so I will head into Serum, maybe one of my presets. Yeah, I really like this one. We're just gonna make a small counter melody. Let's just follow the notes in the chords a little bit. Let's put that on the mixer. Let's remove the unnecessary lows again. Add it onto the reverb bus as well. Reduce it to around 50%. And one final thing that we need to add is a snare roll. That's just with the main snare. It's this one. You probably have it as well. It's a pretty common one. Put it at the end here. Let's take out the main snare so they doesn't overlap. And I guess this is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would appreciate it if you could leave a like, maybe subscribe. That's up to you. Other than that, it's been Thomas, man. Peace out.